MacBook Pro, Blackmagic camera charger, at least one Sony NP-F charger, iPad, iPhone, Apple Watch. When I travel anywhere, this is the minimum amount of wall bricks I need to bring. Or I can just bring these. Or this. Heck, why not bring it all? Still less space. Just look at Apple's existing lineup here. This is 105 watts of charging power. This is 120. I'm no different than most other tech creators out there that we love sharing all the things we stuff into backpacks and camera bags and cases. But one thing we don't talk often enough is how we have to save so much extra room for all of these charging bricks and cables. So in this video, I want to talk about a better solution, both with the obvious charging bricks from Anker that clearly we're talking about, but also talk about some different organizational tips you can use that are a little more unconventional for packing cables. So Anker decided to send me out their entire new line called GaNPrime. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is not a first impressions video either. I have been using these for the past roughly 2 months, traveled a handful of times, used them in Israel, Vancouver, Kentucky, Chicago, and just during my everyday here. Now, the only one missing from this lineup, I believe, is the 757. It's basically an extra more powerful version of this 120 watt, and you get an extra USB Type-C, so 3 USB Type-C and 1 USB Type-A. Let's start with this guy, 735. It's over 50% smaller than Apple's. This is their 45 watt charger, and this thing is 65 watts. And of course, you get 2 USB-C and 1 USB Type-A. Gotta love the foldable jack for portability. It's got a great weight to it, feels incredibly premium. It comes with a really neat little accessory. If you have any really loose outlets where, you know, you put it in and it kind of slouches over, if not completely falls out, thankfully it comes with this little accessory that you kind of just slip on the end here. It's got a ton of little suction cups on it. You put this right up to the outlet and it's going to help keep it in place. Genius. Next up is probably my second favorite one of the bunch, or at least second most used. This is the 737, and the reason I like this one over the 735 is because this is 120 watts of power for the same ports, 2 USB Type-C, 1 USB Type-A. For the size, this packs an incredible punch. And it does also come with that same accessory where, you know, you do the thing. Now here's probably my favorite and most used one. This is the 733. The reason this is my favorite is because this is actually a 10,000 milliamp battery bank in addition to just being a wall outlet. It offers 65 watts of power, same ports, unlike other battery banks that I have where I have to also bring an extra cable and an extra battery bank to charge the thing that charges other devices. This you just plug directly into the wall and it's going to charge up the battery bank, which you can see I have 4 dots, so it's completely full. And even if you have things plugged in, it's going to charge all your devices and itself without requiring any extra cables or bricks. The entire lineup has the same 2 crucial technologies that really make this a quality product, because obviously there are plenty of wall bricks out there that you could buy on Amazon. The first piece of technology in here is Power IQ 4.0. It's a fancy name for smart distribution of power. It essentially will look at the devices that you plug into each port, recognize how much power that device needs to charge, and then distribute the amount of power that that specific brick can have and give the proper amount of power to each device. The other one is Active Shield 2.0. Now this may sound a little less sexy, but to be honest, it's even more important. One of my biggest fears of having extremely powerful devices plugged into anything is the idea that I could be away for a while, or you know, you have a short somewhere and all that power doesn't know where to go and boom, you have a fire. All of these devices with Active Shield 2.0 will monitor the temperature of the brick over 3 million times a day, constantly adjusting power output to make sure that it does not overheat and potentially become dangerous. These are the things that you don't know you need until you need them, and the things that never come with those cheap chargers. So let's move on to the final 2. This is the 727. Now I know what you think it looks like, but it's not that. This offers an incredibly sleek and thin design. We have 2 USB Type-C ports and 2 USB Type-A ports, and it also offers 2 full-size AC ports. All power through this really high quality 3-foot cable. Simply plug this guy in here, the other end into an outlet. And now you essentially have an extension cord so you can have easier access to your ports if you can't be exactly near the wall outlet. A couple standout design features I really love is one, I'm always a fan of rubber feet. It really kind of sticks to the surface that it's on. Now you also may be asking, Michael, that is way too thin. How do you plug in AC power there? Because the engineers at Anker are freaking geniuses, okay? Watch closely. Did you miss it? It literally has an automatic retracting. The AC port pops up and down by itself when you plug stuff in. Genius. And finally, we have the 615. This guy, we can see that we have a USB type A, 2 USB type C, an AC port, and a second one on the bottom. But wait, let me do some magic. Voila, 3-foot extension cable. That's right, the coolest feature about this little guy is that this is a very kind of loose rubber that hides the cable when you don't need it. When you want to throw it in your bag, you don't just have to, you know, have a cable that's in there like this. I was skeptical because anytime you have something that has a very long, loose cable and a very small place to put it in, a lot of time the putting it back just becomes not worth it. So I'm gonna show you without cuts how easy it is to put this back. 3, 2, 1, go. First thing I like to do is actually just completely flip up this rubber piece, makes it easy. And then we just simply wrap the cable around a couple times. And there's a little opening right there. You just have the cable sneak out of that. Put the rubber back down. Good to go. If you want to travel, just plug it into itself for infinite power. I think I forgot to mention it too. This is 65 watts of power, and then obviously the 2 AC ports. Real quick, I also told you in this video that I would show you how I actually organize my cables. Last year, roughly, I got the Peter McKinnon Nomadic backpack, and it came with the filter case, but I don't really carry around filters. So I found out that they're actually a great way to store a lot of cables. Apple's dual wireless charging thing. I have the cable for that, and then basically just on each page, you know, Lightning or USB Type-C, got a micro USB for my Sony MPF. Back, I think I have my nice braided Mac Pro USB to Lightning charger. Nice and sleek, and I always know where it is and they don't get bunched up and tangled everywhere. As I mentioned, I've been using these for months, and primarily 90% of the time I just travel with these two. Anker truly makes amazing premium products, and I appreciate them sending me out their lineup to test out and review over the past couple months. Thanks for watching.